What's good, YouTube? Welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to another reaction video. We got why it sucks to be a quarterback. Let's check this
You've
out.
been under center since elementary school recess, when you started slinging the rock to impress Katie in second grade. You called plays at the rec center like you were 2000.
Hey, I ain't gonna lie though, bro. Every real nigga can relate to this. If another nigga was fast than you in elementary school, he took your girl. Real shit.
Roll out.
You couldn't afford to have another nigga be
You
fast than
dropped
you
it
in
every
elementary
time,
school,
but
bro.
you kept throwing him dots anyway,
Like, gang.
until you busted his nose with a missile on a quick slant. That was the end of that friendship. You joined Pop Warner and they handed you a helmet that was too big and a playbook that was too small. But it didn't matter, because when the ball touched your hands, you were the main character, and quickly became the talk of the town. The kid that everyone watched, who made things happen even when your teammates weren't even half as good. You weren't the fastest, you weren't the strongest, but you had touch. And coaches will always love a pure passer.
Joe Burrow
By
origin
middle school,
story?
you had the keys to the junior high team. In high school, you started varsity as a sophomore and your jersey sold at the school store. Your senior year was just a formality, but you went out and lit it up anyway. You committed early. Five-star blue chip and one of the top QBs in the class.
Bro, that actually is Joe Burrow. Nah, that's funny as shit.
And most
That's
importantly,
funny as shit, bro.
national titles. And
Nah.
they told you that you'd be next. But when you got there, someone else was already the king. An upperclassman with a rocket arm, a chance at the Heisman.
That Dwayne
Your
Haskins?
coach has said all the right things. Competition breeds greatness. Iron sharpens iron. But you weren't sharpening anything.
R.P. Dwayne
You were
Haskins,
holding a
man.
clipboard. You ran scout team while your hometown fans begged for you to transfer. You handed off in scrimmages. The starter had his face on billboards and signed autographs after practice. You sat in the film room alone, rewinding the same 3 plays until the lights shut off. He had his pick of the Zeta girls.
That nigga
You had to hang with
snowing.
Chi Omega. But you smiled through it all, said you were focused on learning. But every Sunday morning you thought about the future. 3 years later, beaten out for the starting gig again, it was transfer time. You hit the wire and watched the phone light up. 20 schools call. 4 offer instant starting jobs. You pick another one with history, but this time with a wide open opportunity. The coach tells you, we need a dog. You're him. New town, new scheme, new number. You're named the starter. Rattle off 5 straight wins to begin. Get shut out a few weeks
that
later,
whole
but not to
offense
worry.
was so unfair, bro. You mean to tell me they had Joe Burrow, Jamar Chase, Justin Jefferson. They had Clyde Edwards-Helaire, who hasn't really panned out in the NFL. Terrace Marshall was solid. Thaddeus Moss, like, bro, they had a god squad. And that's just offense. Don't let me get started on defense.
Back.
Oh my
The national
god.
championship was always out of the question.
Them
but
niggas
you settle
had
for a bowl
dogs
win.
galore,
Year
bro.
1 was a great
Real
success.
shit.
But year 2, you become a god. 1 season as a starter is worth 100 years on the bench. Go figure. Everything feels easier. And this time, people start to notice. You throw 5 touchdowns in the opener. Then 4 the week after. The numbers start stacking up. And the wins keep coming too. Suddenly, you're not just running the offense. You might as well be the state's governor. The game slows down, you hit windows most guys don't even attempt, and your teammates, they trust you with their lives. Your name starts showing up in the Heisman conversation, analysts call you surgical, and defensive coordinators see you in their nightmares. You walk into hostile stadiums and silence them by halftime. You hang 50 on top-ranked teams without breaking a sweat. Every time someone doubts you, you bury them that Saturday. Everyone's calling it a Cinderella story, but this isn't luck. This is what happens when someone who never stopped working finally gets weapons and a shot. You light up the playoffs, break every record in the books, a championship run that was never in question. It was destiny. By the end of the season, there's no debate. There hadn't been for a while. You're the best quarterback in the country. Colin Cowherd is in love, and Mel Kiper won't stop yapping.
I ain't gonna lie, bro. Mel Kiper gotta be like the D1 most glazing nigga of all time. Like, bro, the whole entire NFL draft, he was just glazing Shador. Like, dick down his throat type shit. Like, bro, I'm sitting here like, damn, nigga, why don't you marry him? Like, bro.
Mel Kiper won't stop yapping.
He loved that nigga. Like, gang.
Then comes the call. A call that, honestly, you knew was coming for 4 months. So the moment doesn't hit quite as hard. But this is what you worked for, right? Your mom's crying. Your girl is praying you put a ring on it for obvious reasons. The blood, sweat, tears. The time you pooped your pants in the second quarter. It all brought you here.
Fuck.
So you put on the hat, smile for the
Who the
camera,
fuck
give
shitting
Roger a
mid-game?
big hug. You
Shout
can
out to my
smell
nigga
he's wearing
Paul
Tom
Pierce,
Ford
Lamar
Oud
Jackson.
Wood, which is weird because so are you. But it's showtime, so you hold up the jersey and start rehearsing answers to questions you haven't even been asked yet. Smile for the camera, buddy. You're the face of the franchise. But that franchise? Yeah, that's the worst team in the league. They won 2 games last year. Their head coach just got fired, and I hate to break it to you, but the new guy, he's even worse. And the left tackle you'll be trusting with your $300 million career, he led the league in holding calls and might just get bull rushed directly into your ACL. They didn't draft you to learn on the job. They drafted you to save them. Today. So they fuel the jet and fly you out. They give you a tour of the facility like it's Disneyland. Weight room, you won't really be needing that. Film room, you'll be needing that. Then they hand you a playbook so thick it looks like it was written by Tolstoy and say see you at 6. You stay up until 3 studying it. You must be ready. But you won't be. Training camp starts with a welcome speech from the head coach that includes the words culture, grit, and compete 19 times in 3 minutes. You don't understand any of it, but neither does anyone else. Just smile politely. You're witnessing insanity. On the field, every throw is analyzed under a microscope, and every drill is recorded. Every word dissected. They tell you to ignore the noise, but the noise is part of the job description. You're young, but you're expected to lead. You walk into a locker room full of human battering rams with multiple families and say, follow me. Your quarterback's coach is 28. Your OC changes the terminology every week. The head coach leaves practice early sometimes, and you hear rumors about why, but you feign ignorance. You're 22. The right tackle's 32. Rumors about why, but you...
I know damn well they ain't try to recreate what Urban Meyer did in that damn bar, bro. I think he was married at this time, too, and had a girl, like, twerking on him or some shit. That clip was crazy. I'm gonna keep it a
feign ignorance. You're 22.
That clip was
the right
crazy.
Tackle's 32. Looks like he's been through 3 world wars, and he has to drown himself in peanut butter jelly sandwiches all day, so he doesn't tip the scales at any less than 315. He does not care what you did in college. He's just tired of trying to block 3 guys at once on 3rd and long. Then week 1 hits. You throw a pick on your 4th drive. Your left tackle gets beat clean.
37 to 14.
And you take a helmet under the chin that leaves you chewing blood. The sideline taps you on the helmet. Good rep, they say. You lose by 16. The press conference is awkward. You're asked if you're overwhelmed. You, of course, lie and say no. By midseason, you've lost 6 of your first 7 starts. You've thrown 9 picks and been sacked 28 times. You're seeing ghosts out there. Not because you're soft, but because you play for a poverty franchise. Remember? One week it's quick game timing routes. The next it's 4 verts and pray. One game you're getting called the future. And the next you're not progressing fast enough. You're doing everything you can to get better. But with every mistake, you inch a bit closer to that dreaded bust label. During the week, the building is tense.
I think like
coach throws the O-line.
Like I feel like the thing about being a draft bust, like it's not everybody's gonna be an instant superstar. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes it takes 2 years, 3 years, probably more than that. But I feel like it depends, bro. Because if you're not balling out the team that drafted you, and then like it takes you some time, you bounce around from one team to another. You know what I'm saying? Then you finally find that team that you can thrive with. I feel like, you know, I feel like you don't really think of somebody as a draft bust until they're out of the league for real. You know what I'm saying? I feel like Jamarcus Russell in a sense, like that nigga was just dog shit. You know what I'm saying? That nigga was just dog shit. But I feel like Baker Mayfield's case, you know what I'm saying, Sam Darnold, some other players too, they bounced around from team to team and then finally found their homes, you know what I'm saying, where they at now. So
this conference blames the media for twisting his words. Just what you need. Pass protectors with low morale. Then he gets fired in the midst of a 3-14 season. You're the only one still there when the dust settles. You're 22 and just lost more games in one season than you had in your entire life combined. And now the only thing people remember about your rookie year is that you didn't live up to the hype.
It's true.
But year 2 is different. New system, new weapons. You're faster with your reads, more decisive. The ball jumps out cleaner. You throw for 4,600 yards and 34 touchdowns.
Damn.
You win 10 games. And the city breathes a sigh of relief. You make the playoffs, wild card weekend. The game goes down to the wire. You throw for nearly 300 yards, but no touchdowns. and the defense folds late. You lose by a field goal in overtime. And of course, that loss is
That's
yours.
got to be the worst way to
all
lose,
yours.
bro.
The media calls you exciting but unproven. They debate whether you have it. Your stats get quoted with an asterisk. People start saying you can't win the big one, that you're great until it really matters. Choke artist. Even though you just threw how many straight passes without a pick? Year 3, it happens again. You win 13 games, make the Pro Bowl, get voted a team captain, win 2 playoff games, but not the 3rd. And to make matters worse, after the loss, you receive word your house was robbed. Now you're in that tier.
I forgot about that.
Not the best. At least you did escape that bust label, but you're just the guy who keeps getting close. You play incredible football, carry rosters that don't deserve you, and critics still say you're missing something. A ring, a 2-minute drive. You go home in January, again, and in March they're putting you 7th in next year's quarterback rankings. 7th. The disrespect. Then you keep your head down. You stack wins, throw for 300 yards, lead game-winning drives, walk off without celebrating, because, if you smile too wide, they'll find a problem with that too. You go 12-4 as the starter, best QBR in the league, near the top in every meaningful stat. They say he's efficient, but he's not the reason they're winning. He's a product of the system. Just has great weapons. Like you didn't still have to make the throws. Like
we'll
you didn't just go into
we'll never find that out,
light
though,
up
bro.
the same defense that bullied
quarterbacks
quarterbacks all
for
year.
5 years,
You have one bad game, missing your left tackle, your wide receiver 1, and your starting running back. You go 14 of 31 with a pick, and the headlines the next morning: is this who he really is? He got exposed.
That's what the NFL is, though, bro. Like a star quarterback cannot afford to have one bad game, or the NFL is gonna shit on them. So it goes for Lamar, goes for Josh Allen, goes for every single quarterback. You cannot afford to have one bad game, even though, like, bro, everybody's not perfect. And the NFL the media just tries to portray like every quarterback should be perfect. No, nigga, every quarterback's not gonna be perfect. So stop trying to act like they are. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, you can't have one bad game. A motherfucker can't go a game throwing like 1 or 2 picks, and then next game they'll throw for like 300. They'll be like, oh, well, he just threw a couple picks last week. Like, bro, I don't be understanding that shit sometimes, bro.
For $60 million a year. You can win all you want in the regular season, but you won't get the credit that's due. They say you're a game manager, as if managing the game isn't almost the entire point of your position. You keep answering questions like you're on trial, staying calm through every passive-aggressive critique, shaking hands with people who trash you in
Purdy
the
handles it well,
articles.
though.
You know they only want to see one thing.
Dakota.
Now you're in year 8. You've made the Pro Bowl 3 times.
Damn, year
MVP
8?
Votes,
Old ass
you put
nigga.
up numbers most guys would kill for. Won the division 4 times, led the league in comeback wins, you name it. You've become one of the guys at the position. But the playoffs, that's where things start to crack. One year you get out-dueled, the next you just couldn't score. One time your defense gives up 48. Doesn't matter.
I ain't gonna lie, bro. The Packers been whooping on these niggas for years. I'm gonna keep it a buck. Like,
win.
They cannot escape them niggas.
From, is this the
I
year?
think they play them this year
window
too.
Closed. You used to be the future. Now all of a sudden, you've wasted your prime, held the team back, and are far too expensive for what you bring to the table. You've already played the best football of your life. You watch younger quarterbacks get crowned when there's nothing they've done that you haven't. Talking heads rank you 10th behind guys who don't have any more playoff success than you do. You're still only 31, but they talk about you.
He still
like
never made it to
an
an NFC Championship game.
You're still putting up numbers. Not career highs, maybe, but
I ain't gonna lie, gang.
Yards,
Hold up, go back.
You're still putting up numbers.
Somebody tell A-Rod to get rid of this bowling ball ass helmet. Please. This shit is ugly, gang. Like, bro, we in the 21st century now, nigga. Get rid of this shit.
Not career highs,
God
maybe,
damn.
but 4,000 yards, 28 touchdowns, 11 picks. That used to mean something. Now it just means you're old.
I mean, like, his stats weren't bad, but look at that QBR, nigga. That QBR tells you the whole story.
Should have retired 3 years ago. You throw a pick in week 13 and it trends on Twitter because, my God, where did all the zip on your ball
right after
go?
that game, right there.
You used to be a magician, escaping sacks, launching bombs across your body, doing the impossible every Sunday. Now to attempt that would just be reckless. Your mechanics are falling apart, and your leadership certainly doesn't hit the same. You're on every debate show, but never in a good way. Should they cut you, trade you?
I think he's going to be a Steeler
bring you back
this season.
Right? What you've done to this franchise,
a lot of Steelers fans don't want that.
Reprehensible.
But it might be a reality these next couple months.
Make some throws now and again. Nobody else.
A lot of Steelers fans, they want Will Howard to start, bro. I never thought I would hear that, gang. I'm gonna keep it a buck. You know, like I feel like Will Howard definitely gonna have like a solid career. Right away, him thrusting into the starting job, I don't know, bro. If he does beat out Mason Rudolph for the starting job, then I'll give it to him. But I don't think he's quite NFL ready yet.
But
that's
getting
just
credit
me,
for that
that's
when you're 3-10. Not at your age. Not with your resume.
But we'll see.
You're not being judged against the league anymore. You're not even worthy of that. You're being judged against your younger self. And he was nearly perfect. The fans who used to defend you are now the ones making memes. The same ones who called you a god
Packers
and
ain't
now
won
say
a
you're
Super Bowl
stealing money,
throughout that whole
you're a
time.
burden.
Him winning
And the
back to
game
back
does not love you like it used to.
That Peyton Manning?
You know it's almost over. You feel it in the morning when you get out of bed. You used to bounce back from games. Now it's 2 days before you can even jog. Your arm's fading. You don't say it out loud, but you can feel it every time the ball flutters out late and wide. That rickety shoulder has a lot of miles on it. Your coaches say, "You've still got it." That's in that tone. Like, what are you, 5 years old? They're still starting you, partly out of respect, partly because they don't have anyone else. But the whispers are getting louder that the game's passed you by.
Hold up. There's no way.
But the whispers are getting loud.
I've enjoyed watching Peyton Manning struggle. What the fuck?
Louder that the game's passed you by. That the team's just biding time until you're gone. Would you hang up the cleats already? You say the right things in the interviews, talk about how much you still love the grind, but the reality, the 12,000 hours in the film room, 20 hours a week on the trainer's table, you're just about over it. You limp through the season, a strained calf here, a bruised rib there, and even worse, you just threw your fourth pick of the game and got benched for a guy who couldn't hold your jock strap in your prime. You were single-handedly sinking the team. And the media is saying this is how legends ruin their legacies. You certainly don't make the playoffs. Not even close.
I don't care what nobody say. He deserved to be in the Hall of Fame,
but
bro.
There's no farewell tour. Just a quiet retirement a few weeks later, a few tribute videos, and more tweets than you can count saying, "Hell of a career." You watch the playoffs from home once again, see the new player they're hyping up, getting twice the love with half your arm.
Most thing he's going to be remembered by is
call him the next big thing.
28.
How many times did you do that?
Finish the rest.
You walk away with everything. Yards, touchdowns, Pro Bowls, except the one thing they use to measure true greatness. You have to leave without a ring. And eventually, they stop saying your name out loud. On the bright side, you won't be bored in retirement. Now you're blessing America with your color commentary.
Fuck no.
You're calling the Super Bowl now.
No, bro.
Not playing.
Get this motherfucker off commentary now. Real shit.
Narrating
I swear, bro. I swear, if I got to go another season with listening to Tony Romo just dick suck Mahomes and Josh Allen every game, like, bro. Like, Mahomes can throw an inaccurate pass. He'd be like, "Oh no, Jim. You see, he was so smart with that one. He threw it out of bounds just so the defensive player couldn't get." Nigga, shut the fuck up. Damn. God damn, bro. That nigga be dick sucking like crazy, gang.
5th year in the league. He throws 2 touchdowns and rushes for another.
Dang.
You say the right thing.
He just be so annoying on commentary now, bro.
Performance for the
when he first came to CBS, he was fun to listen to, but now these last couple years, bro, it's just been hard to listen to this.
Remove the headset
bro.
And sit there quiet, because you played 14 years and did everything except that.
Bitch ass nigga.
But you know what doesn't suck? The NFL draft.
Hey man, shit. I want to know what you guys think down in the comments below. Y'all let me know what other NFL videos I'm going to react to. Without further ado, I'm out.
I'ma make them feel me, make them people when they show me. And if you don't know me, I'ma make sure that you know me. I hate to say it, but I really think I'm broke. But I know I'm chosen, I really know I'm chosen. I know I'm chosen. I was just lost a year ago, but now I'm focused. When good at sports, this microphone can be my trophy. Not taking drugs, I found a better way of coping.